Hello! My name is David Silver, and I am the head of self-driving cars at Udacity. And this video is part of an overview I'm building of the Udacity self-driving car engineer nanodegree program. This video highlights lesson number 2, which also includes a project. It's called Finding Lane Lines. Finding lane lines is the second lesson in the nanodegree program. It comes after Welcome, which is the first lesson. And Finding Lane Lines has a project that students complete at the end of the lesson. At Udacity, we have a saying that you don't lose weight by watching other people exercise. And what that means in this context is that in order to become an autonomous vehicle engineer, which is the goal of the program, you have to actually write the code and do the projects to gain the skills you need to be successful on the job. And we start right away in the very first week of the program with Finding Lane Lines. So this lesson covers a number of aspects of computer vision at an introductory level, but nonetheless, we cover quite a few things. We set up the problem of how do we find lane lines on the road, and then we look at color spaces, RGB, setting thresholds. How do we go from this image here and apply code to it and get something like this image here, which shows us how we start to find the lane lines. There are quizzes that you complete in the classroom to go from this image to the other image. And then we show you how to do a region mask, which is essentially to strip out regions of the image that we're probably not interested in. So over on the sides maybe and up top. And that helps us go from this image, which is getting closer to finding the lane lines, all the way to, say, let's see, this image here. If we apply that region mask, we'll get this image. And once we have this image, we can overlay it on top of our original camera image, this one. So if we overlay this image of the lane lines with this image of the road from the camera, we can get something like this image here where you can see the lane lines on the road. So this is pretty good, and that was actually pretty quick. It was only 7 concepts in the classroom. But in fact, this camera image here is pretty perfect, right? The lane lines are really well marked. It's straight, it's sunny out, it's white lines on a black road, or at least a gray road. And finding lane lines in other situations is quite a bit harder, and we might, in fact, need to apply other techniques. And so the rest of the lesson looks at other techniques for finding lane lines on the road. So we'll look at some more sophisticated aspects of computer vision. That's me and my colleague Ryan Keenan. I came from the autonomous vehicle team at Ford. Ryan is a recovering astrophysicist. We actually live in a region of the universe named for Ryan Keenan. You can go look that up if you're interested. And Ryan takes the time to teach all about edge detection. And you can actually see Ryan here. This is what edge detection looks like. That's Ryan in edge detection land. And in fact, we can take our original video, and Ryan explains how you look at dark pavement and bright lines, and you can basically find the edge between the dark and the bright. And if you apply an edge detection algorithm, like say canny edge detection, you start off with an image like this from the camera, and you wind up with something that looks like this. So there are quizzes about canny edge detection. We look at something called Hough Transformations, which take, say, edge detection images like this and output images with highlighted lines like this. And in fact, if we set the parameters of the Hough transformation right, and we tell the Hough transform to look for lines going at the right slope and lines that are long enough, we start to find lines like this, which are actually what we're looking for, the actual lane lines on the road. So then the final part of this lesson is the introduction to the project that you'll complete. And within a week of starting the Nanodegree program, here you are. We're giving you a video of lane lines on the road. You go to GitHub, you download the video. and you walk through some scaffolding code we give you, and you wind up with a video of lane lines dancing around the road. It's pretty cool. If you go to YouTube and you type in Finding Lane Lines Project Udacity, something like that, you'll see a whole bunch of different videos of students who've uploaded their Nanodegree program projects to the internet, and you can check them out and see how different students approach this particular finding lane lines on the road problem. I'm going to show you this solution, which is right now the top solution in the results list. It's by one of our students, Jeremy Shannon, and you can see how he found lane lines on the road. So that is lesson 2 of the Udacity self-driving car engineer nanodegree program. It's called Finding Lane Lines. I think it's pretty awesome that within a week of starting the program, you can actually take a video like that and find lane lines on the road. That video was taken from Udacity's very own self-driving car. Her name is Carla. And so that's kind of how we go about finding lane lines on the road. We actually use more sophisticated tools called neural networks that you'll learn about later in the program, but this is a good starting point for figuring out how you would actually use cameras to figure out what the world around you looks like. If you are excited about becoming an autonomous vehicle engineer or want to learn more about the Udacity Nanodegree program, you can go to udacity.com/drive, D-R-I-V-E, and I hope I see you in class. Bye-bye.